So whether you work for yourself or for someone else, sooner or later you're going to have to figure out how to provide meaningful advice to your employer or to your customers or to your colleagues or whoever you're working with. Most of us are pretty aware that we have shortcomings when it comes to many things. We get nervous when we have to speak in public, or we know we're not the best soccer player on the field or the best artist or whatever it is. But for some reason, a lot of people, when they get started in consulting, they think that the interviewing part, where you actually talk with employers and business owners, is going to be easy, and they think the advice part is going to be easy too, but it really isn't. And so it takes practice and it takes effort. I am constantly amazed, even at the highest levels, where I'll go in and work with a business, and I'll see someone they've hired as a consultant who just has terrible interpersonal communication skills. So the first thing we're going to do in this module, this is the last module, the first thing we're going to do is learn how to conduct a meaningful interview. So the first thing I recommend and that I've set up for you is to look at the Purdue Online Writing Lab, or they call it the OWL. I'm sure many of you have used it for lots of other sources, but they have an area in there that talks about how to conduct a meaningful interview. And there's all sorts of good information. And my favorite part down here at the bottom are the interview do's and don'ts. And including this little gem at the end, which I think is the best one. It says, don't allow the person you are interviewing to continually get off topic. If the conversation drifts, ask follow-up questions to redirect the conversation to the subject at hand. And I've got to tell you, I have interviewed and consulted with many business owners over the years, and many organizational leaders. And I don't know that even once I've been able to keep the conversation fully on topic. People like to talk. They like to share the successes they're having, and they like to share stories and anecdotes, when really, when I'm there as a consultant, I'm there to kind of figure out how we can help and how we can direct them. So I think it's good advice from Purdue there, but probably nearly impossible to completely stay on track. And after all, you want to build a relationship of trust with the person. The second thing I'm going to have you do is to check out this video by Katie Couric. And it's how she conducts an interview. And she really is one of the best interviewers in the business. It's short, it's only about 5 minutes long, and it's totally worth your time to check out the video. So after you have visited the writing lab and watched the video, you'll be ready to participate in our group discussion. And this week's group discussion is a chance to discuss some of the advice you might give to a business owner in a given situation. As always, I expect you to make your own post, an initial post, but also to respond to other students in a meaningful and instructive way. The quiz this week shouldn't be too hard. It's a review of all the other quizzes. Think of it as kind of a low-stakes final exam. It's only worth 20 points, the same amount as any other quiz, so don't sweat it, but do maybe review the other quizzes so that you'll be prepared to do well on this week's quiz. But the last assignment, which is the last assignment for the course, is called the Real World Advising Assignment. This is our real final exam. This is a chance to put together all of those analysis and decision-making skills we've been working on all semester into a real-world business advisement. So in this, you're going to get to talk to a real-world business owner or manager of your choice, and you're going to prepare a presentation that provides some recommendations to them. Make sure that you check out this PDF right here, the Real World Advising PDF. I'll bring it up and just show you, because it's going to give you much more in-depth instructions on how to complete this assignment. And also, make sure that you check out the rubric. So as you develop your project, you want to follow the rubric so that you can score as well as you possibly can. So I want you to know that in my life, I found very few things as rewarding as helping a business owner or a organizational leader to strengthen their business. So as you use all of the skills you've learned this semester, you remember we started with research, and then we moved on to analysis and decision-making tools, and now we're talking about interviewing. As you use all of those skills and knowledge sets together, you're going to make a meaningful difference not only to the business or the organization, but all of the organization's stakeholders. And ultimately, you're going to make yourself indispensable, and you might just work your way up to that promotion or to that next consulting opportunity through these tools. So I hope you have a great time working through this module, and I hope it is meaningful to you and to your future.